Welcome to the channel. Today we are diving into PoLight, a company pushing the boundaries of autofocus technology with its TLens solution. This is a full SWOT analysis, breaking down their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats to see where they stand in the market. The big question at the end, is it worth investing in? Stick around to find out. And if you enjoy in-depth tech and investing analysis, make sure to subscribe. Let's get started. PoLight is an interesting company, and its strengths are not hard to see. They specialize in tunable optics, a field that is not only highly technical but also becoming more relevant in everyday technology. Their key product, the T-Lens, mimics how the human eye focuses, making it faster and more efficient than traditional autofocus systems. That is a major advantage. Speed matters in photography, in scanning, in augmented reality, and in industrial applications. When milliseconds count, an edge like this is valuable. Another strength is power efficiency. Standard autofocus systems generate heat, which can interfere with the performance of sensors. PoLight's approach consumes less energy and keeps components cool. That means better image quality, longer battery life, and fewer design constraints for manufacturers. It is a clear advantage for mobile devices, wearables, and smart glasses, where space and power are always limited. They also have strong intellectual property. Over 160 patents protect their technology, creating barriers to entry for competitors. It is one thing to have a good idea, but another to ensure others cannot simply copy it. This kind of protection is essential in the tech industry, where innovation can be quickly imitated if not properly secured. Another key strength is flexibility. The T-Lens technology is not tied to one market. It has applications in smartphones, augmented reality, barcode scanning, medical imaging, and machine vision. That kind of versatility makes the business more resilient. If one market slows down, there are others to fall back on. The company also operates on a global scale. Their headquarters are in Norway, but they have a presence in multiple countries, including China, the United States, Taiwan, Japan, and the United Kingdom. That kind of international footprint helps with partnerships, manufacturing, and customer relationships. Being in the right markets matters, especially in an industry driven by innovation and fast-moving trends. PoLight is not a big player yet, but that can work in their favor. A smaller company can move faster than large corporations. They are not bogged down by bureaucracy or legacy systems. They can adapt to new technologies and market shifts more quickly. Agility is a competitive advantage, especially in an industry where small breakthroughs can lead to big gains. Their technology also integrates well with existing systems. It does not require a complete overhaul of devices, making it easier for manufacturers to adopt. A company that solves problems without creating new ones for its partners is more likely to succeed. This is a crucial factor in adoption rates. There is also the branding aspect. Being a specialized player in a niche market means they do not have to compete directly with tech giants. Instead, they can position themselves as the go-to company for advanced optical solutions. That is a strong place to be. If they maintain that reputation and continue to innovate, they have a good chance of growing their influence in the industry. These strengths set PoLight apart. They have a unique technology, strong intellectual property, diverse applications, and global reach. They are small but agile, and their solutions offer real benefits to manufacturers. In a world where imaging technology is becoming more important, they are positioned to take advantage of the opportunities ahead. PoLight has clear strengths, but no company is without its weaknesses. The first issue is scale. They are a relatively small company competing in a market dominated by giants. That creates challenges. Larger companies have deeper pockets, established relationships, and the ability to mass produce at lower costs. PoLight has an innovative product, but convincing major manufacturers to adopt it over well-known alternatives is not easy. Then there is the issue of adoption. Their TLens technology is impressive, but it requires companies to integrate it into their devices. That means changing supply chains, testing new components, and ensuring compatibility. Manufacturers tend to be cautious with new technologies, especially when existing solutions, while not as good, are still functional. The risk is that companies might stick with traditional autofocus methods rather than invest in something new. Cost is another factor. Advanced technology often comes with higher production costs, at least initially. If TLens is more expensive than conventional autofocus solutions, that could slow adoption. Companies may be unwilling to pay a premium, especially in cost-sensitive industries like smartphones. Until PoLight can achieve economies of scale, pricing could be a barrier. There is also the challenge of competition. While PoLight has strong patents, other companies are working on their own autofocus solutions. Tech giants with larger research budgets might develop similar or better alternatives. If a competitor creates a comparable solution with fewer integration challenges, PoLight could lose ground before they establish themselves as an industry standard. Another weakness is dependency on external factors. The success of TLens is tied to the growth of industries like augmented reality, machine vision, and medical imaging. If these sectors do not expand as expected, demand for their technology could be slower than anticipated. They are betting on trends continuing in their favor, but markets do not always move as predicted. Geopolitical risks are also worth considering. PoLight operates in multiple countries, including China and the United States, both of which have seen increasing tensions around technology and trade. If restrictions on exports, tariffs, or supply chain disruptions occur, that could impact their ability to manufacture and sell their product efficiently. A small company does not have the leverage that larger corporations do to navigate these challenges smoothly. Another potential issue is customer concentration. If a small number of companies account for most of their revenue, they are vulnerable if one or more of those customers decide to switch to a competitor or develop their own in-house solutions. Dependence on a few key partnerships is always a risk, especially for a growing business. Finally, there is the challenge of brand awareness. PoLight is not yet a household name in the tech world. While their technology is innovative, they need to convince manufacturers and investors that they are a long-term player. Without strong brand recognition, even a superior product can struggle to gain traction in a crowded market. These weaknesses do not mean the company is in trouble, but they highlight the challenges they will need to overcome. Scale, adoption barriers, cost, competition, market dependencies, geopolitical risks, customer concentration, and brand awareness are all factors that could slow their growth. Whether they succeed will depend on how well they address these issues in the years ahead. PoLight has some clear opportunities ahead, and the first one is market expansion. Their TLens technology is not limited to one sector. It can be used in smartphones, augmented reality, medical imaging, barcode scanning, and industrial applications. That kind of versatility gives them multiple paths to growth. If one market moves slowly, another could pick up the slack. The key is securing adoption in as many industries as possible. Smartphones are a major opportunity. The camera is one of the most important features in modern phones, and manufacturers are always looking for ways to improve autofocus speed, power efficiency, and image quality. If PoLight can prove that TLens offers a noticeable advantage, they could land deals with major phone makers. Even capturing a small share of this market would be significant. Augmented reality is another area with potential. AR glasses, headsets, and wearable devices rely on fast, power-efficient optics. As AR becomes more mainstream, manufacturers will need solutions that can keep up with user demands. TLens, with its instant focusing and low power consumption, fits well into that space. The AR market is still developing, but if it grows as expected, PoLight could benefit. There are also opportunities in industrial and medical imaging. Barcode scanners, machine vision systems, and medical devices all require high-speed, high-precision autofocus. TLens could improve performance in these fields, reducing errors and increasing efficiency. These industries tend to adopt new technology at a slower pace than consumer electronics, but once they do, they stick with proven solutions for a long time. Another big opportunity comes from partnerships. PoLight does not have to go it alone. If they can secure collaborations with major tech firms, component suppliers, or manufacturers, they could accelerate adoption. A strategic partnership with a smartphone maker or AR company could give them the credibility they need to break into larger markets. Licensing is also an option. If larger manufacturers do not want to buy TLens directly, PoLight could license the technology, allowing other companies to integrate it into their products. This would generate revenue without the costs of scaling up their own production. Expansion into emerging markets is another possibility. Countries with growing demand for affordable yet high-performance technology could be a good fit for PoLight. Smartphones, medical imaging devices, and industrial automation are growing rapidly in parts of Asia, Africa, and Latin America. Getting in early could position them well for long-term success. As technology continues to evolve, new applications for TLens could emerge. Developments in robotics, artificial intelligence, and autonomous systems all require better optical solutions. If PoLight stays ahead of trends, they could find unexpected opportunities in fields they have not even targeted yet. Finally, as the company grows, they have the opportunity to achieve economies of scale. Higher production volumes could bring costs down, making TLens more competitive against traditional autofocus solutions. If they can reach a point where price is no longer a barrier, adoption rates could rise significantly. These opportunities are not guaranteed, but they show the many ways PoLight could grow. If they can secure deals in smartphones, Arkansas, industrial imaging, and medical applications while exploring licensing and partnerships, they could carve out a strong position in the market. The key will be executing effectively and capitalizing on these trends before competitors do. PoLight has potential, but there are threats that could slow or even derail their progress. The biggest one is competition. Autofocus technology is a core component of cameras, and big players in the industry are constantly improving their own solutions. Companies with deep pockets and established supply chains, like Sony, Samsung, and Apple, have the resources to develop alternative technologies that could match or surpass PoLight's TLens. If one of these giants finds a way to achieve similar performance without switching to a new system, PoLight could struggle to gain traction. Adoption risk is another major concern. No matter how good a technology is, manufacturers must be willing to integrate it. Phone makers, for example, already have suppliers for autofocus modules. Switching to a new system involves costs, risks, and testing. If TLens does not deliver enough of an improvement, or if the transition is too complicated, companies may choose to stick with what they know. Pricing pressure is a constant threat in the tech industry. Even if TLens offers better performance, if it costs too much compared to existing solutions, manufacturers may decide it is not worth it. Until PoLight can scale up production and lower costs, pricing could remain a barrier. Competitors with mass production capabilities can often afford to undercut smaller companies, making it harder for them to break into the market. Intellectual property risks are also worth considering. PoLight has patents protecting its technology, but patents can be challenged, worked around, or even infringed upon. If a competitor finds a way to deliver similar performance without violating PoLight's patents, they could enter the market and take away potential customers. Legal battles over intellectual property can also be expensive and distracting. Market shifts are another concern. PoLight is betting on the continued growth of industries like augmented reality, machine vision, and medical imaging. If these sectors do not expand as expected, demand for TLens could be lower than anticipated. Technologies that seem like the future do not always take off at the expected pace, and some never reach mainstream adoption at all. Geopolitical risks are becoming more relevant. PoLight operates in multiple countries, including China and the United States. Trade restrictions, tariffs, or supply chain disruptions could impact their ability to manufacture and sell products efficiently. If political tensions result in export bans or supply shortages, their ability to scale up production and distribution could be affected. Supply chain vulnerabilities are another issue. PoLight relies on specialized components and manufacturing processes. If there are shortages of key materials or disruptions in the production pipeline, delays could occur. In a competitive industry, even a short-term supply problem can lead customers to look elsewhere. Customer concentration is also a risk. If a small number of companies account for most of their revenue, they are vulnerable if one or more of those customers decide to switch to another solution or develop their own autofocus technology in-house. Many tech companies prefer to reduce reliance on external suppliers, which could be a long-term risk for PoLight. Brand recognition is another challenge. PoLight is not yet a well-known name in the tech industry. Even if they have a superior product, getting noticed and convincing manufacturers to take a chance on them will require strong marketing and business development efforts. Without a high-profile customer or major partnership, growth could be slower than expected. Finally, technological obsolescence is always a possibility. The autofocus market is evolving, and if a newer, better solution emerges, TLens could be left behind. The challenge for PoLight will be to continuously improve their technology and stay ahead of the competition. If they stop innovating, they risk losing relevance in a fast-moving industry. These threats are not insurmountable, but they highlight the challenges PoLight faces. Competition, adoption hurdles, pricing pressure, intellectual property risks, market shifts, geopolitical uncertainty, supply chain risks, customer concentration, brand awareness, and the risk of technological obsolescence all need to be managed carefully. Whether PoLight succeeds will depend on how well they navigate these threats while capitalizing on their strengths and opportunities. Is it worth investing in? That is the ultimate question. PoLight has a unique technology, strong intellectual property, and the potential to disrupt multiple industries. Their TLens solution offers real advantages: instant focus, low power consumption, and a broad range of applications. They are not just targeting one market. They have opportunities in smartphones, augmented reality, medical imaging, industrial automation, and more. That kind of flexibility is valuable, especially for a smaller company looking to establish itself. But potential does not guarantee success. The company faces significant challenges, from competition with industry giants to the difficulty of convincing manufacturers to adopt new technology. Price, production scale, and market adoption will all play major roles in determining their trajectory. Even with strong patents, there is always the risk that a competitor finds a way to work around them, or that manufacturers opt for a more familiar, lower-risk alternative. For investors, it comes down to risk versus reward. If PoLight secures major partnerships and proves that TLens can become a standard component in future devices, the upside could be substantial. Early-stage technology companies that break into the mainstream can deliver impressive returns. But if adoption is slow, costs remain high, or a competing technology emerges, the downside is just as real. So, is it worth investing in? That depends on risk tolerance. For those willing to bet on an innovative technology with high potential but significant hurdles, PoLight could be an interesting opportunity. But for investors who prefer safer, more predictable plays, the challenges may outweigh the rewards. Like any investment, it is not just about the technology, it is about execution. The next few years will determine whether PoLight can turn potential into profit. Thanks for watching. If you found this analysis useful, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you do not miss future breakdowns. Your support helps the channel grow and brings you more deep dives into the world of tech and investing. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think PoLight has what it takes to succeed? See you in the next one.